to you by ALTBAYS.nz. Good evening. Hi. Should we do like that?
No.
That'll be hard. Not really.
I don't like it.
We're live. Hey, cool. Nice to see you all.
Yeah, I'm like,
No.
don't like it.
Too long, eh?
And it's just, I'm not a fan of ASMR.
You're not a fan?
Nah.
Not even the foods one, not even the...
Oh, no. Genuinely not. I hate loud eaters.
But why you do it every time then? Just
well,
to get
that
people...
was under... What do you mean? Me here?
To get people confused.
Oh, just to see if they know what ASMR is, because that's funny.
Fair enough.
In case people are curious about the microphone when they first come.
It is true.
That's the first thing we asked.
The microphone.
We love ASMR.
We can do it. Maybe in the middle, towards the end, we change it and see how it goes.
Sure.
Yeah, maybe. We're live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. The best way to support our platform is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And now you can join our platform and be a member. Did you know that?
Yeah, I saw it.
That's cool, isn't it? Yeah. So you can go there and give a little, whatever you can give per month. It's cool. If you want to give a one-off donation, that's possible too. There's a little heart with a money sign, and then you do it. We've been doing this for almost 6 months now. And yeah, we're not making much money, but we're doing it. And then a lot of people ask, how are you going to make money? And then like, money will come. So don't give up. Whatever you're doing, carry on. We love what we're doing. Great.
Taylor.
Someone called us community minders the other day, and we really like the word, that name.
What does it mean?
I don't know. It sounds cool.
Community minders.
Yeah, someone who minds about the
But
community.
when you're a minder, it makes me. I think I associate that word with like you're like looking after someone. Like you're a child minder. You're a
So,
babysitter.
There you go. So that helps too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you mind? Do you mind? Like, do you
Being
mind your
called a-
community?
I don't mind it so much.
You don't mind that
No,
much?
no. Now I'm getting all confused.
Oh, so I'll give you time. I'll give you time to think.
Thank you.
Anyway, that's what people say, which is cool. And if you want to, and if you don't want to, it's okay too. But it's growing, and we really appreciate the support that we're getting. That's for sure. So we want to bring more cool, interesting people to have more chats here with us in the beautiful Coromandel. So there you go. We're also a podcast thing. Is it a good way to say? Like a podcast podcast? You got to
We're a
help me.
podcast that video live streams. Oh,
I'm just training. I'm just testing you to see if you...
I'm a bit jumbled up today. I'm a bit tired.
You're a bit tired today because you donated some blood.
Yeah, and I drove all the way from Auckland.
Oh, really?
And then went straight to donate blood.
What a mission.
Yeah, it was hard. I've been out since 6 this morning.
How was
Long
Auckland?
day. Auckland, yeah. But I've been very busy. I'm very, very, very busy.
Yeah?
Yeah, very busy.
That's good.
Lots of important things going on. Yeah.
Yes?
Very.
Congratulations. This
Thank
is
you.
Chloe Potae,
Hi.
for the ones who don't know her.
Hi. Hi.
There you go.
Sorry.
There you go. It's fine. And I'm Leo Magri. We don't introduce ourselves that much, eh?
No, we get our top tier,
I
the
know.
bottom third. Yeah,
I know.
yeah,
Right? So
yeah.
that speaks for itself, but not for the people who are listening to us. So there you go. Now I remember.
Hi, I'm Chloe.
Hi, Chloe. Tonight we have here Āwhina and Te-Taima. Yeah, kia ora.
Kia ora. Ayo.
Ayo. Thanks for coming to have a chat with us.
Ngā mihi for having us.
How was the drive? Who drove? Sorry.
Āwhina.
Āwhina drove.
Yeah.
She's a master ugwe on the Huraki roads.
I am. Yeah. I'm on the open road, so I always play that song. That on the open road. And it's like, yeah, no.
It's a
It's a vibe though. I would go on, but you know.
And were you awake the whole time? Or like, were you keeping up with the?
My
the trip?
only role is to be the DJ.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's an important role.
Absolutely.
So for the people who are not watching the show, for the people who are listening to the show, beautiful ladies are twins. And Āwhina, you are 7 minutes younger?
Yes. I'm 7 minutes younger, so I'm the Taina, the younger sister to Te-Taima.
And I'm tuakana.
How was the longest that you spent apart from each other, like a trip or some time that someone went to live far or something?
Maybe about 3 months would probably be our longest away from each other. But we have like there's times when we're like together all the time.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we're just separated for a few months here and there. But it always depends on what's going on in our lives.
Yeah.
So I guess a 3-month block was just COVID, really.
Yeah,
so
stuck
that
on
was
an
our
island.
longest time apart. So,
Yeah.
And you all got kids, and you put the family together often. Is that a big thing, like big family, and you guys together?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our family is huge. Yeah. We're raising a tribe for the marae.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
their lunch is on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do they have their own TikTok channels and social media platforms? Because I see the dance moves and the things. I'm like, oh, the kids were not there. So what's the thing? Are they following up? Or are they like, okay, we're going to start our platforms as well? How is it?
I think they kind of shy away from that stuff because they see me.
No, our kids think we're lame. Our kids think we're
So
lame. And they think
we're like-
TikTok's outdated. Like,
Yeah.
Oh my God, really?
They're like, who jumps on Facebook? Like, you don't even have an Instagram. Like, we do have one, but we don't really know how to use it.
yeah.
Fair enough.
That's the thing, like the platforms that like they seem all integrated, but they're not actually, Like people follow. How do you feel that? Do you feel like the people who watch you on Facebook, they also go and search for?
Absolutely. So with Facebook, it gives us the live stream to be able to build a more meaningful relationship with the people, because we can actually greet them by name, see how they're doing and chat. And they always have like TikToks and Insta. So they automatically see us on those, and they've already built that kind of relationship. So yeah.
And who came up with the idea? Who was first? Like, man, check this out. We gotta go for this. We gotta engage, and we.
That was quick.
Well, during COVID, I was like going through this phase of like being alone, like, you know, without seeing friends, like had family and children and stuff. And I really liked kai now. So I was doing eating kinners, like diving for kinners and just doing that. And then I really liked it. I was like, but in my own mind, I'm like, I'm a foodie. And then I told my sister to join one day, and she laughed at me, and then she did it, and she was like, this is actually a vibe.
Yeah.
And then this is what I would do.
food.
Yeah, and we review food, and TikToks help to like spicing up the content in between. Like, yeah.
So that was the first thing. That was like going for the food reviews. That was the goal. You're like, nah, that's what we're gonna do.
Yeah, just sharing space, really. Like,
And now you're getting people to give you some food, to get in touch and to do review for them for some places. How does that work? Because that would be.
So
That'll
we
be-
just randomly, whenever we go out places and stuff, we'd always do our random food stuff because we love doing foodies, and now people just message us and say, hey, if yous are passing through, can yous jump on your guys live and eat our food, and we'll cook you something? And we're like,
absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Like, Te-Taima was in Raglan one day, going to the beach, and then the bro Lance, like, he's our bro now, and him and his partner own the Raglan Aroha sushi store in Raglan, and he was like, he called out to Te-Taima, and he was like, oh my gosh, I see all your lives, can you please come and eat at my restaurant? Yeah,
Cool.
and so that's like such a vibe, and we love helping local small businesses, especially after COVID.
economy.
Yeah.
So it's real hard for all those little restaurants out there. So anyone who reaches out to us, we'll just go support.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
Awesome.
wicked. That's wicked.
That's cool. And do you cook as well? Do you do some content that you do your own thing? Because you talk a lot about like you put the words and then you put the words in Māori. So I was thinking like, wow, it's just endless. The creation of content, like it's the best thing ever. You can go
Absolutely.
anywhere.
Yeah, we've done a few cooking food ones, and we'll have like what our expectation is, but it never quite goes to plan. We think out of this universe, so yeah, we're just quite creative with our food. We prefer to eat
Yeah, when
other people's food.
yeah, cool. And how much content do you create? What's the thing? Like, do you have a discipline of like, no, we're gonna do this amount, or it's like, no, just when we feel like it, we're doing it?
We find way to well with everything we do. So it depends. And because,
Like when we first started our platform, we already had values behind it. So we've got tikanga and kawa that we follow. So tikanga is just like a way of being and a way that we are with our platform. So it's always a safe space. And our kawa is just zero tolerance for any negativity. You get a VIP pass to the block club and that's it. So we just put all our energy into those that are about the vibe.
Sharing positive vibrations.
Yeah. That's what we need, Sometimes we get caught up with a lot of weird stuff online, and then like you find some people, let's keep it up.
Yeah.
Have a laugh, learn something new. And that was the thing for me. I was like, oh, cool. You learning something there, like they're having fun, they're having a laugh, but you getting something out of it. You're learning. How was the journey with Te Reo for you? Because you were saying that you actually started to engage and learn when you were an adult. So how was that trajectory? How was the thing?
I guess it's more inner work you have to do. So if you don't have the confidence within, you kind of already are setting yourself up to fail. Like you just have to, I had to dig deep a lot of the times. Like, I'm going to class with people that know how to say like morena, and I was saying pomari at like 12 o'clock during the day, and pomari means good night. So you've always got to be open to like people laughing at you because, honestly. Yeah.
Just going into those spaces where it's safe.
Safe spaces.
It's been an awesome journey.
Yeah.
Do you guys follow your Maramataka?
Yes.
Like yeah, I've just started. I haven't really I've ordered a proper planner thing, but I have this app, and even then it's been like, I don't know, it's not that it's like, oh, it's right about how my inner energy is going to be for the day, but it's just been a little, it's been an amazing tool, actually, already. It's only been like a week or two, but I'm like, oh, this is my vibe. This is my vibe.
What is it?
Maramataka, I don't know if I'm going to explain it correctly, but it's just sort of like the phases of the moon and what it was meant for. It's like traditionally it was used as kind of like a calendar, and it would be used for like when good fishing is and when it's not, and sort of like what energy is about at that time and that sort of thing, right? Like, yes. I mean, please correct me if I'm wrong, or add to it, but that's sort of the feeling I get for it. And this cool little app even talks about like what sort of, I don't want to call them gods, but anyway, it's just really cool. It's a really good app. Yeah.
And then what do you get from it? Is it like a message or something that just explains to you what it is? Or,
it's kind of, I really don't want to compare it to it, but it's kind of like a horoscope. Yep. But not at all. I kind of want I want it it's one and the same. If I had more words to explain it, I'd say something else. But
do you ladies?
Yeah, like everything we do, even when we do our content and stuff, we whai wairua, we always base it around the moon. We've been following Maramataka for about 2 years now, and that's just all about being in tune with the environment and the moons and
just everything with the environment. So like the moon gives you your energy levels based on based on the moon, you can tell the energy levels of the animals, ocean, full moon energy. So great time to fish because the energy levels are up and
title. It's so there's so many ways to describe it and explain
there's so many other little pieces to it. Yeah. It's so good. It's so good.
Indigenous.
It's an indigenous way of living.
Yeah, but it's so lovely.
I think that's where I was going when I was listening to all of you describing. It's just it sounds like the most natural thing ever that we lose touch with. Because that was a big change for me living in the Coromandel. Like you're surrounded by nature, and then you start to pay more attention, to the moon, to the sea, and to the air. Like now there's the polling around, and then you pay attention to the trees, and then interferes in people's moods, right? So sometimes I appreciate your efforts to explaining, but like that's the thing, because it's actually simple, isn't it? And then we find the definitions, but like it's pretty much following nature, paying attention to what's happening. Yeah, I don't know. And in Brazil, like surrounded by concrete. The places where I was from. Like, it was very hard. Like São Paulo is a big city, like a lot of smoke, a lot of, the economic growth, of the motor of the country and all these things. And then like, wow, you actually don't have much connection with very basic things, you know. So sometimes like it feels like it's new. We're like, oh, you know, like we're following it. We're like, no, like we've been doing this for like,
centuries.
Since way back.
since way
Yeah.
back. Yeah. I love it. Are you the place where you live? Is it like something that connects with you as well? Like, do you live in the place where you grew up in New Zealand? Where is the family? Like, where are the connections? You such a cool. I love this question. Yeah. If you feel comfortable
Got
to
a
talk
pen and
about
paper? No.
Well, because we're in Aotearoa, we already feel connected because we're of the land. And then our whānau, they're quite spread out everywhere, but our main hub is in the heart of the Waikato, Kirikiriroa. And we just travel out to our different home bases. So we always go back to our marae to connect with the family when they've got jobs for us. Like we're the scribes, we do minutes for the whānau hui and stuff.
Oh,
and
cool.
they call upon the twins. So we've got a lot of
We're
jobs.
giggling in the back.
Oh yeah, they're always like, oh gosh, what are they up to now? We're like, don't you worry, we got a surprise.
You're just in the mattress room with some headphones.
Oh, we stay far away from the mattress room.
Yeah. Don't go to the mattress.
Don't go there. Don't go
One at a
there.
time. No.
Wildin'. So true though.
Leo has no idea.
it feels like I'm missing out on something.
Mattress room. Yeah. That one can go unexplained. Yeah.
The audience will know, I would say. Some of them.
I think that know.
Probably.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's good. Yeah, but now you left me with nowhere to go, so you carry on.
Okay. So where would you? So obviously to put like a label on it, I mean, you just described Kirikiriroa. Would you consider that to be your tūranga waiwai?
No, we would consider Ngāti Pū area whangamata to Hikutaya our tūranga waiwai, and Ngāti Hari Taumaranui as our tūranga waiwai. So even though we're physically in Kirikiriroa, our wairua is always in those two heartlands. Yeah.
Spaces where we grew.
Yeah, places, yeah.
Cool. And did you traditionally, did you grow up traditionally? Like, I mean, I don't know if that's the right word, but did you grow up surrounded by Tikanga Māori and Te Reo?
Yeah, we did our entire lives.
Absolutely.
Our mum she's not fluent in Te Reo Māori, but we were always, tikanga was something that was just normal within. So even everywhere within Aotearoa, within a lot of Māori families, even though there might be whānau who can't speak Te Reo Māori, tikanga is still very strong within them.
A few shows ago, and I mean, I like to admit it myself, I like to think that there's we had Maddie Johnson on, shout out to Maddie Johnson, and she called it like a Māori revolution. I think it was revolution. Renaissance. Sorry, was the right word.
Sounds
Do you see the progress from like even when you were young and like consider your parents like to where we are now, like how more integrated Te Reo is and like in all spectrums?
Absolutely.
Like,
we have Matariki. We have a public holiday.
How cool, eh?
That is awesome. Absolutely. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. I think all our ancestors and our tupuna would be so proud and all their hard work to be able to get Te Reo Māori Language Week and a Mahuru Māori and all those great things and kura kaupapa. If it wasn't for all their great hard work, we wouldn't be vibing.
Yeah. We're just pretty much skipping the path that's already been laid out.
Hard.
So blessed we are.
Yes. Oh, cool. Awesome.
It's such a big reason to stay strong, because sometimes that's when people start taking things for granted. You know, when you see the achievements and then you don't feel, because that's the thing, sometimes you need the disaster to be inspired to do things, you know, but like that's why the Renaissance word really fits because it feels like it's growing. It's not something like that. It's settling where it is. Like it's really taking like new, it's not stopping the boundaries. Like it's really expanding. And the thing with the name for me, it's so special. The Aotearoa, like to actually considering renaming the country, like which for a lot of people, it doesn't even make sense. Like it's Aotearoa, man. What are you talking about? Renaming it. But like when it takes that dimension, like it's impressive, like how powerful humans are, And we were talking about the chocolates just before.
Oh, yeah. So as awesome as it is, apparently it's quite difficult for a lot of people. For those who don't know, Whitaker's just released a bar.
I was trying to remember. Miraka. I was reading the name
like
and I forgot. But we'll check. Yeah.
It says Miraka something, yeah.
Miraka Tiakareti?
Oh, so yeah. Which is a transliteration of chocolate milk. But apparently there's a whole bunch of people here in New Zealand that fucking hated it and thought, essentially just exposed themselves to be really bigoted racist over a chocolate bar. A chocolate bar that is also distributed, like exported into different countries across the world, where it's the same thing as translated to different languages, yet they don't have a problem with that.
Oh, okay. So
you can buy the same. You can buy the same bar in Canada, and it's written in French.
Right, it makes sense. Yeah,
because makes sense, right? Yeah. Because it's also our national language. You know.
Yeah. What a great opportunity, eh? Like for all the company, for all the companies, eh? What a great opportunity, you know, like for people to and this is something that sometimes we think like, oh, you know, but like these people going hard on it, and you're like, well, it really exposes, you know, like it makes things very clear, you know, like you know, like there's the classic know your enemy, you know, like not using the word, such a bad word, enemy, but like people who are unaware of a lot of things,
different perspectives.
Yeah, and the beauty of having culture integrated in one nation. This is something that like we were saying before, in my country, such a huge country, and like the indigenous population is so small, you know, like it's not part of the equation anymore. Like they're fighting for rights, like, but it's so small. Like, of course the country is huge, but it's still compared to 200 million people, you know, like they're just a fraction. And then you see the power that it brings when a nation actually carries, you know, the mix, which you can't escape from it, right? It happened.
Absolutely.
But like, it's alive and it's strong. What's the feeling like? What's the vibe when you putting that out there? I know that it's just part of you and who you are, but like you are making an effort to put the English and explain the Te Reo Māori, you know? Like, was that part of the plan from the beginning? Like, or just happened?
Yeah, we're just mindful that there's a lot of people, regardless of what culture or ethnicity you are. There's just some people that just are not educated in many languages and don't know. So whenever we translate things for English, it's also for our treaty partners. So we're just, we're all about, we just want full...
Just want everyone to understand there's no point just going on. Like, we can talk in Te Reo Māori and just blab on, but...
We want everyone to be a part of it.
Yeah, it's just a respectful thing, right? It's just a respectful thing to do.
It's a good thing to do,
and feel safe and know that they can come in and ask what that means. And it's a place for everyone.
It does make it like, I might not choose the right words.
You're funny, like, wait a minute.
I'm just like, I was about to say, I'm just a hope I picked the right words for it to come across as what I want it to say. But like, it also kind of makes it palatable for those people that are unsure or have certain views.
Yeah.
And it's not, people don't feel so quickly excluded, which is, I think, a big problem for a lot of people when it comes to things. Or personally, how I've found when people... I mean, before I go slamming them with a big racist card on their forehead, you know, it's like it's weird. It's an exclusive. Oh wait, included. What's the other one? I said it before. Excluded. Yeah. Like, rather, it's a bit of a I'm not a part of the team kind of vibe, and then that obviously ruffles up, you know, some feathers and makes people feel upset, and it's sort of like, you know, Māori kaupapa is all about whānau and the people, man. I don't know one thing about it not being
no one gets left behind.
Do you is that like a full-time job for you? Like
no. So we do random stuff all the time. She'll just be like, hey sis, let's do this. Or like with our pau and stuff, me and her joke around all the time. We just do these little silly things. Yes,
it's my best friend.
And I'll like when we're sitting in a restaurant, I'll just bang 3 times, and then she'll get up and she'll pau. But every time we're on the marae or at different places and stuff, she'll bang all the time. She bangs the most. Yeah.
You might want to explain that for our listeners that don't understand.
But not
Because
3 times.
I mean, were you
Yeah.
just saying your sister bangs all the time? I mean, it might not come across. It might not come
So
across how you
wild,
want. You
sister.
know, that's my best friend.
So like it's the sacred
It's
3 knock. It's so it's 3 knocks. So if you go to a marae, you go to a hui or anything, and you hear those 3 knocks, you know straight away that a kaumātua, a kuia, or someone's about to stand up to kōrero, to talk,
karakia.
or do a karakia. So they always do the sacred 3 knocks in 3s, like ake, ake, ake.
Or tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa.
Or what is it? Knock 3 times in
The ceiling if you want to heaven's gates. Ayo.
They know. They know.
Yeah, they know.
So that's you, Āwhina. That's you usually. Like when that happens, you're ready. You're ready to.
Oh, I'm ready. And my sister, she holds down the marae for like the proper tikanga protocol formalities because she's the tuakana, and that stuff we don't film. That's more tikanga based. You don't take digital devices to do that within. Yeah, so we're able to share what we can in a public space because it's safe.
Light and fluffy ones.
Light and fluffy, not too
Right.
deep. Yeah, because
So I just want to make sure that I'm making sense of everything. So like you are there for the community, for the people to come, and it's like a moment to join and to share stories, or there's something like there's always a different focus on what you.
we don't really have a focus. We just do whatever. Yeah. So, but if we're in a community, it'll be normally like at a food restaurant, and we'll stand and do a poll, and that's thanking the cooks. It's like a traditional thank you, and it's an honor, like from our
Yes.
like it's something that's just been passed down the lines. Yeah. So, and we just starting to freestyle that and like Macca's and stuff, just indigenizing spaces and expect the unexpected.
Cool. I saw that rock up, boom, started singing. I loved it. I was watching that. I was like, whoa, that's cool, man.
You have to forgive me. I haven't seen it, but I'm definitely going to go watch that movie. It'd be wildin'.
Yeah, we be wildin'.
That's her best friend. Yeah.
Do most people are just like, oh yeah, cool. Oh, like, oh, there's a bit of like a bit of a shock. There's a bit of like, whoa, what's happening? No.
In public spaces, it's a shock, but on the marae or in kaupapa Māori spaces, environments, it's just standard.
It's so normalised.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Everyone does it. Mainly queer do it a lot.
All the nannies and the aunties. Yep.
Yeah, it's just normal marae stuff.
Yeah. So you could say, thank you, cooks, for the food, or you could sing them a beautiful song and
Yes,
be like,
queen.
thank you. I am satisfied.
Would it be something like a possibility to expand that, to actually have a space for education purposes, like to bring people to chat? Have you thought that far, or is that something that you like, you're involved? Because such a cool initiative, such a cool way to learn, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so Te Wānanga o Aotearoa, they offer a program that do that. So that's where Awhi first learned how to pole.
So they have like different wānangas in that, and all our queens and kings on our platform, like they'll be like, oh, I'd love the words or whatever. So we'll just share it with them because we're open about whatever we do, and we create a safe space for them. So if people approach us and say, hey, is that okay if we learn that and do it the same way? We're like, go for gold. It's just,
Because a pole is like, it's a way of thanking someone, and you can use it to thank people wherever you are in any type of situation. And it's just like a from the heart made up song. Yeah, it's impromptu. Yeah,
yeah.
But I was actually even thinking, like at the language level nowadays, so many groups, people getting together to learn, te reo, and not only Māori people, we see it happening. So I was like, oh, what they're doing is a great way to engage with people, like it's an entertaining way to learn a language, because that's a challenge for adults. You're gonna go for you're gonna learn something new. Man, it's not that your brain is not capable of, it's because you have a million other things happening. And I see that, like, it's not a great excuse, but I understand when people say, oh, gonna have to learn the language. Yeah, but if it's fun, if you're embracing it, like that's why if you're eating chocolates and suddenly you read the name and then it takes you to the place, you're like, oh, cool, now I got something new. So yeah, the entertainment. I have to polish my Māori, Chloe.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it's something that you could do every day. I admittedly probably don't speak enough, mainly, but it sounds like an excuse, but it's when you're just around, like,
I guess
the cousins and stuff, it comes easier. And it's just sometimes. I mean, there's days where I don't say a word for like half a day for work, and then all of a sudden I'm speaking to someone and it's sort of like not the right opportunity to be able to speak to deal because of language differences or something like that, or sometimes it just slips my mind. And then there's some days where I'm trying to fit as many Māori words I know in a sentence. So yeah, cute. I'll try to get into that habit. So you want to get into that habit where you're eventually you know the word for miraka, so just eventually you just stop using the word milk.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's the same.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the diving thing that you used to do. Is it something that is still?
Yeah, whenever we have time, normally summer, means time, I love to go diving for kinas and paua and all that stuff. It's just another Indigenous thing we do. I don't know. We're authentically Māori. Like, our boil ups are like next level boil ups. Like, yeah.
You're the boy.
Yeah.
That should be the name of the show, of your show. Yeah. Just another
boil
thing.
up talk.
Just another thing that we do. Indigenizing, out there, going out there. That could work. Maybe you should host a podcast as well. There you go. Hey, that would be awesome. Do you know shows? Like, are there many shows? I know that RNZ has a show in Te Reo. There's obviously the Māori TV channel, but like, are there good Māori content that you follow or you engage like with?
We're quite basic, so we're Maroke, so we don't really even follow any podcasts. But now we will be following ALTBAYS. Now we know where it's at. This is the vibe. So
podcast.
Yeah, this is our first, and you sort of like the first podcast we're listening to live. So
there is one I listen to sometimes. It's like as an evening thing. But I don't know if they're creating any more content because you got to download this app. But I think it's like called something Seeds on YouTube. Yeah, but there's a specific app where you can only listen to it on that. It's not on like most platforms, which is odd, but yeah, that's pretty cool.
And what's the name of Quack that you were having
Quack
a chat?
yeah.
Quack Pity?
Yeah.
Yes.
And
he's on a journey. They're on a journey to learn Te Reo, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Pardon me.
Hey.
I assume that they're
Learning.
yes. Sorry.
We're
Dal.
learning now. We're learning. That's it.
I assume that they are somewhat fluent, but I know that they didn't grow up speaking it. And yeah, they. Oh, Jesus, it's a hard line.
Have you heard about Quack?
No. Do you? Because that was going to be one of my questions. Is since becoming and increasingly popular on social media, have you guys had the chance to like mingle with anyone else in the Māori community, the media community, like?
Not Māori media, really.
Oh, like not like TVNZ or something. I mean, something like Māori TV, but there's like quite a large Māori community online now, like that are making social media content.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, we haven't connected with anyone online. I guess because we've always got, she's like the yin to my yang. So we're kind of,
we're already
in our safe vibe. We're just vibing, just living our best lives.
What about Nyx?
Oh, we've always followed Nyx.
I love Nyx.
She's amazing.
She's the best.
Yeah. She's like queen of queens. Yeah.
CK, what is it?
CWK.
CWK.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is another New Zealand Māori content creator. Yeah, she told her story, and she makes the funniest skits as well.
She's so real.
So relatable.
Absolutely, yeah. Just hits home,
Yeah.
Yeah. And yes, I have emailed her.
Yes.
I have.
But what you said about you just doing your thing, that's when you get the attraction, like things come to you. As you said, we got in touch, and then the radio station, and that's just a byproduct of what you're doing, right? People will get interested, you know, like the connections will happen. And it's important. That's what we're trying to do with this platform, like, because the podcast movement in New Zealand is not, well, it exists, but it's not like a thing, you know, like the market it's growing, like these people who know, like they don't know yet that they really like that style, that platform, you know, like, so we're trying to create this, to make this grow, more local productions, you know, like, so we're connecting with like people from Auckland, but again, it kind of comes naturally. Suddenly someone says, oh, have you heard about that one? Chloe's great because she's like, oh, have you seen that one? Have you checked that one? And then you're like, oh, cool, there's more people doing the same things that we're doing, to kind of like to lift everyone. So yeah, I'm sure the collections will come, and I hope this helps as well.
Well, here we are. Here we are. So yeah.
Can I ask, what would be one of your favourite videos you've ever had to make, or not have to make, but you chose to make?
That's so fun.
Oh.
Kia ora te mea pai rawa atu ki a koe, sister.
Ko te tiki toki pai rawa atu ki a hau, like the best TikTok that was fun to make for me. It would have to be when I aced all the balloons and I did the ninja, the kung fu fighting. So you like blow up the balloons and you have to karate pop them. Yeah.
Oh, man.
I nailed it like a boss. No, jokes.
Yeah. I think mine was the glow sticks, because we didn't know how it was going to...
Was that you two?
Yeah.
And you guys are like giggling and cracking up and you put them on.
So much sellotape, and I think we you got a little bit...
That's us. That is so us.
Okay,
That's what we do in our spare time without the kids.
Tafina, do you just want to explain what happened during the video? Sorry.
Well, first of all, follow you on TikTok and Facebook to see these videos, right? But you can explain to us, please, what you did on that one.
So we saw this family do. They did a glow stick TikTok, and me and Afi thought, oh yeah, we'll try and mimic that. So he bought us all these glow sticks, and we used all this budget sellotape.
It was great sellotape. Without it, would be
perfect.
nothing.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
Tika tau. You were so right. And we just sellotaped ourselves up, and we thought, oh yeah, we'll do it like this. Turned off the lights, and it lit, and it just blew our minds.
We were the
It
Litty
was
committee.
amazing. It was amazing.
It was.
So they you would put the glow sticks along your body. So and the idea that when the lights go out, the glow sticks give off like a stick figure image, and you're dancing away. But these girls were covered in sellotape. Got to watch the whole process, and you can hear this classic laugh as well. It's so funny. Do you have which platform do you prefer? I think this. Did you ask us?
We always do Facebook because when we first started doing our videos and that, we really wanted to do them like when we were in lockdown and stuff, all of our family, our nannies, our aunties.
For connection.
For connection. And so all of our aunties and our nannies and that, they're all on Facebook.
Yeah.
Our parents, so we like to do things so that they can all see what we're doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's like there's always this thing of like, oh, you know, different platforms, you know, like they're going to get behind, but like they're strong ass. You know, like Facebook is strong as. Even the people who are on the other ones, they're also on Facebook, and they have a look at it for different reasons, obviously. But like, there's a lot of people engaging on, and the format is different, right? The TikTok has that fast-paced thing, and I really enjoy the challenges, which is the coolest thing. You see what you both saw, and then you're like, and then you reproduce that. Was there anything that you didn't post it? You did it, and you're like, no, we're not gonna post this. No, this one. Like, it was just.
No, we always post.
Great.
We always
no
post.
drafts. No drafts.
Yep, no drafts.
drafts.
We're just authentic, real, and probably because we're like probably too lazy to do it again. We're like, or that's the amount of balloons we got. That's it. Like, it is what it is.
And then sometimes we'll be like, oh, should we post that? And then it's like, well, it's too late. There's no coming back. Everyone just watched us roll around on the floor.
yeah, absolutely.
There's no coming back from that.
Mate, is there anything like you would consider to be like the ultimate video? And what's the dream video?
I don't know. Well, we don't really. We just vibe. We're just vibing, and some of them, it's like, wow, they blow up, or some they don't, and we're just naturally sharing our authentic energy and just putting it out there. Yeah,
Just having fun.
Because if we think about it, that's so stressful.
Yeah, hard.
We're just going with the flow. Yeah,
and it's as much for yourselves as it is for like an audience, right?
absolutely. That's
why we always prefer doing lives, because we just have to press the button.
Right.
Yeah, me.
Yeah, we're like, lives are our
Lives
thing.
are our thing.
Yeah.
And it gets does it get a lot of attention? Like, do people stay with you, or it's a thing that they go and watch it later? How is the engagement? Is it cool? Like,
yeah, everyone
nice.
tunes in and they ask how we are. They catch up on whatever convo we had like the week before on the live. Like, there's actually a big community that are all wanting to chat online, and it's cool.
Yeah, live's become quite a large thing now. Like, do you ever go live on TikTok?
We have once, but all our nannies and stuff are all on our on Facebook, so and they wouldn't even know how to work TikTok.
But we're manifesting that dream. We want to become TikTokers that collect universes and unicorns. Apparently, they're like up there.
Yeah.
And we're like, what? How do we get unicorns and universes?
I
Like,
witnessed one go, and I just like looked at my phone and just dropped it on the floor and just sat there like, I'm obviously doing something wrong. Like, what the hell? So on TikTok, it's like the same thing here where you can like somewhat subscribe or donate money. But in TikTok, what the idea is, once you like convert it into TikTok coins or whatever and you buy something with real money, it sends a little picture. So like, I could be on live right now and you could, I think it's maybe about $4 or something, and then you push send, and during the live video, it's like a filter of glasses will come up and it'll do a funny dance or whatever, and that's someone sending you $4. If you get sent a unicorn or a universe, that's like what, $800 or something.
Whoa. Like,
probably more.
Goals.
Like,
Goals.
and people just send them.
Honestly, like, it's goals and manifesting that to the world.
I think we're changing our plans as well, right, Taylor? I think we're just changing the direction of this show just now.
People do. They get a lot of money.
Even if it's just little ones and people keep the lives going and stuff, like, yeah, because the TikTok lives, like, there's always lives, like, always. It's just, like, sometimes it's weird. Do you ever come across those ones where it's, like, someone's like kind of asleep and it's like send a rose and then like a fart sound goes off or something?
I know. I've actually sat there and watched weird ones, and I'm like waiting for something.
Yeah, it's like TikTok's like such a weird dark dungeon, but like it's the funniest thing ever. Like sometimes you're just opening random doors and you're like, oh, and then you close it, and then next one you're like, yeah, like you want to hang out in here for a bit, and then you close it and it's like, oh, again. Yeah. Are
you into Twitch? Do you watch Twitch?
We've heard about it only because apparently Tamiiti does painting on Twitch or something.
He's the only one we've ever watched.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
have you met him?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he is so cool. He's so cool. You do.
Like, be my koro.
Yeah. You just rock up to him and call him koro. He'll call you moko.
Okay. I feel shame that I haven't thought of that already.
That's me. He'll be like, I know you. Give him your surname. He'll know your whole whakapapa, hands down. Like.
Hush. Buddy out and me and stuff. Do you know who Tamiiti is?
No.
Ladies, would you like to explain who Tamiiti is? Right, eat a chip.
Oh, he's a mover and a shaker of Te Ao Māori. He's a rangatira, and he is so bougie. Like his reputation is just out of this universe for like the hope he instills into our culture, for our people. And he's his authentic self, and he based on all the stuff he did in the past, he now paints and stuff. And like he even does like paper bags, paints a little thing on there, and he can sell it for like $1,000 just like that.
1,500.
Oh, 1,500 for one of his plastic bags, like gold.
And he was somewhat thrown into wouldn't say stardom, but the people like because he was considered like an activist and at one point called a terrorist. Actually, he's the guy who shot the flag. Bang, bang, bang.
Shot the flag.
In a pew, yeah, hard. Cut down one tree handle too, right? A couple times.
Wow.
He's got the best TED Talks.
No, but he is the
So cool.
Oh my God, I've only just watched
His
that TED
TED
Talk.
Talk is amazing.
Mana.
It made me cry. It made me cry.
So
It
we'll
was so
definitely get in
cool.
touch with him. Yeah.
You have to. You have to get Tammy to him.
Is he in the Waikato? Is he in this region?
He's in the Tuhoi region.
Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. We'll get in touch.
Yeah, he's an amazing man. He's just hard.
Nice. So yeah.
It's my boy.
My man. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that's the man.
100%. Yeah.
He's the man.
He's just a very powerful spiritual man, and he's always stuck to his guns about how he sees the world, which has been, honestly, just the truthful way. He's never really acted. I mean, I don't want to go too far, but he hasn't acted in like aggressively or anything. No more than normal people would. Like, or the fact already that I feel the need to say normal people. Like, he's a regular man who has just stuck to his guns, stuck up for what he believes in, and for all of our people. And, you know, fuck, some people just think it's a show. And you know what? Now that man can sign a paper bag and sell it for
He
$1,500.
touched it. He touched it.
Yeah, people just gratified him. I mean, not because he didn't deserve it, but people just, you know, threw him in the mud and then rubbed him off, and now he's a shiny guru and he deserves it.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, isn't it? The thing with the money and the way that it's happening now, like how actually anyone can have a go. You know, like there's been a monopoly of information and how things are put it out there, you know, like, and who is considered an entertainer and what do you have to do to become someone who will get the ticket money or whatever, you know, like, and then people say, oh, they're making money on TikTok or whatever, and you're like, well, it seems like a democratic way to provide content, and people choose. Like, no one is asking you to watch, man. You know, like, why are you uncomfortable with someone making money or paying for something that you don't agree? Like, what's the problem with it? It's like, I'm really enjoying the $800 thing on TikTok. Tell you what. But anyway, like, it's just like, if you're creating something that it's, well, I believe that you believe in, that it's real for you, it makes a lot of sense to get people consuming that and paying for that, hey?
Yeah, I mean, and that's like the ultimate goal, right? To be able to do something you enjoy and something you can give to people, and you get paid for it.
Just living your best life.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Yeah, okay, so we're going to
Is
study
it
that.
iraki? Period? Period, is it?
Irakati.
Oh, is it iraki?
Irakati.
Oh, maybe you're just pronouncing it irakati. Like, just like period.
That's it.
Yep. Got it.
Irakati.
Irakati. Yeah, I genuinely was trying to Google it before because I was like, I had this one word that I've been like trying to use, like for fancy feel.
Yes.
Irakati.
Irakate.
Period, like full stop.
Yeah. So do you feel like the time that you spoke more Māori, Chloe, for you, because you said you're 23, is that right?
Yeah.
Was it at school?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Or when I'm like on the marae, just because it's, I don't want to say like because it's what you do, but it is, you know, it just is when you're in that environment. Sometimes it's like you just around, you know, it makes, it's a. But to explain what that is, it's sort of just like a feeling. It can be I just got easily discouraged because it made me feel like I was making an effort for myself that wasn't recognised by persons around me, and sometimes for a long time I just get freaking sick of having to, like, it's not the act of teaching people, you know, I love teaching people, but it's just the act of being like, why can't you teach yourself? Like, if you you know, and it's not that like, oh, you should know by now, but it's like certain things I'm a little bit like, you know, I had this conversation where and I'll bring this up. At what point do you think the responsibility, because the responsibility has always been on us, right? To be able to be the bigger person and correct someone in a polite way and a nice manner and teach them, you know what I mean? Because, I mean, you're props to people that try, right?
Yeah,
Props to people that try, because more people are about that, you know?
Yeah.
But at what point does the responsibility need to flip? in this day and age with technology and how included in the in our environments it is now. Well, more before. I mean, it's probably more than when you were my age, and then before then with your parents, mine. You know, like at what point does the responsibility change? Like, why do we have to carry the da-da-da-da as well as be the bigger person? You know what I mean? Take both hits. I don't understand that. When do you think the line needs to move? Like whoever has to hold the responsibility, or sorry, I don't know if that was a real question, but
I guess for me, I think that the responsibility always stays with that individual. So you have a responsibility to your own self, and whatever values you create, well, that's you. You're living your best life, yay. And then I guess like the other part of it, if you're going into like, I don't know, more of the community outside world, I guess it's just to uphold those values within the treaty as treaty partners. If you're wanting more like like the chocolate, you know, changing little things to te reo Māori, it's kind of like a fusion of Aotearoa New Zealand in one, and that the responsibility is just up to ourselves. Just protect your own wairua, because that's what your tupuna will want you to do. And
everyone's learning is I don't think te reo Māori should ever be forced upon anyone, especially those of non-Māori descent, because te reo Māori is something so precious and so beautiful and such a taonga tuku iho that we're so lucky to have, that it should be the want and the desire of the individual. It'll just be awesome for that
flow to
that view to change.
Cool. Awesome. Loved it. Yeah, loved it. Everything y'all said. So
organic.
Love it.
Because it's impossible to stop the mixing of people. It's just like this is something that like it's only gonna get more and more intense. You know, like people, we're everywhere now. Like, so you
absolutely
gotta bring what's yours. You know, you gotta take it with you. Without forcing to. However, we had Pete coming to the show here, the artist, and he had that cool point of saying everyone, like, we should be called Māoris, you know, like people from the land. Everybody who's born here should be Māori. You know, he had this interesting point of like, why don't we flip that? You know, like we're Māori, man. You know, like New Zealander. You know, like call us Māori was an interesting take to listen to. And do you feel like even within the Māori community, there's a lot of debate sometimes of like how to approach these changes? Because was not that long ago that learning Māori was not a good thing at school, right? And then sometimes we know that people get influenced by things, and it's, you know, it really dictates how they're going to live their lives. Is it a thing that happens? Sometimes even Māori people don't realize that they are not empowering themselves as they should, or it's just a normal process of taking the time. Everyone has its own time to realize these things.
It's tricky,
It's a tricky one,
It's a really tricky one, because it goes right back to colonization, and then we're talking about intergenerational trauma, and then and all of the barriers for many Māori who are of older descent that don't have that language. Like, we've got a lot of kaumātua who can't speak te reo Māori because they were around during a real rough period.
Where English was shoved down their throats, literally. So
and te reo was literally ripped out.
And so this is like the waterfall effect of like what has happened there. And that's why like normally mokos would be raised with the grandparents, because they had the old ways and it could still be kept strong. But everyone has their story. Every tribal area has their story. And so within Te Ao Māori, it's just natural tikanga to just respect each of those tribes, because every tribe has a story, and it all just goes through the generations. And essentially it's just up to yourself, and to believe in yourself and to know who you are. Because once you start connecting, that's my great-great-grandmother, you start getting more interested and learning about your culture, and you find out more about who you are. So,
and that's where Tamati too, he does a great TED talk about that. He talks about mana, and how mana is knowing your identity, knowing your connection to the land, and then you're able to stand confidently and strong within yourself as an individual.
And with the kids, when you're on that process of teaching, of raising that human being, does it come to you like you even feel more curious about the culture and you want to know more to teach, or it actually doesn't change? It's just like a normal thing that you have with you. Like how was that? Did you feel like you were even more like, I want to teach the right, I want to engage even more with this?
I think, well, because being mums, we know how difficult it is to be raised mainstream, and then as adult learners have to go on that journey to learn te reo Māori. But with all of our babies, they've all been raised through kohanga reo. They're all kura babies, so they go to Te Koha o Tingira kohanga reo, Te kura kaupapa Māori o Ngāti Hawa, and
Ngā
te whare,
Taiatia.
and te whare kura o Ngā Taiatia. So it's full total immersion kura kaupapa. We decided to raise our children within te ao Māori so that they can grow up strong and confident and able to navigate through both worlds.
So I'm sorry, are these schools that teach in Māori like full time?
Full-time.
Full immersion Māori, yeah.
Everything. They run by Maramataka, they're all Indigenous. They learn the Māori narrative for everything.
From an Indigenous perspective, and it's actually quite popular everywhere.
Yeah.
There's always a kura or a kohanga somewhere. Is there any here in
The closest
Whitianga?
one's Maraea.
Oh, nice. Yeah, but far.
But there is a van load of kiddies
That's
that
great.
go over there.
That's great.
Those mamas are working hard.
Yes, queens.
The same lady, because we had her name's Maddie Johnson, and she was here. And she is not only one of the mums that do a little roster who takes the kiddies over the hill, but she has started Te Pono Deal as well. So it's just like for daycare vibes. But I know she gets asked often. It's not only just like a mum club, but Te Reo Māori, just how often she gets asked, like, is there an adult? Like, people want to know, people want to learn, it's, But no, unfortunately not. No, I could have gone by here. Yet.
We'll manifest that to the world.
Manifest it to the universe.
Yes. We've got your lead kayako here, Chloe.
I heard the school's looking for a principal.
It's true. I guess you could still bring a lot of the values in the teachings, even if you don't go 100% speaking Māori. I'm sure that there's a lot of principles or whatever, like people who decide to take a stance that they can include a lot of the values, right? And have a how do you feel like because
they do.
Yeah,
they do, but there is, it's not for me, it's not like a celebration of like the fact that it's different. It's just for me personally, it's the fact that it exists, because it used to, because everyone smoked Māori, and then it was just like smudged out. So at first it's just like the idea that it exists. And when it comes to like differences, I mean, I don't know 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the curriculum is pretty much standard, right? You still learn your maths, a form of English in terms of writing and stuff like that, you're still learning as per curriculum. It's just you're doing a different language. And I mean, you've been able to like access to learn French and Mandarin and German and stuff in school for years, and it's just the same, but it's just I need to read a dictionary, because like there's just something about the air in the room when you're in a Māori classroom that's mean. Yeah, but it's not to celebrate the differences, it's just one that it exists, and like it's all good for like mainstream schools to be inclusive of stuff like that. I get it, but like that whole system's not built around a lot of Māori tikanga and kaupapa.
How was your school?
Growing up?
Growing up. How was?
It was fantastic. We had an amazing kayako, but it was only 1 hour per week.
For Te Reo Māori, Yeah, I don't know. Well, school was quite traumatic for me as a Māori because my name's Āwhina, and then you got teachers that called me Āwhina on the roll call.
No, I thought we were going to go that Greek god thing.
Honestly, I had to learn how to like get real thick skin, like, you know, and you either break or you get tougher.
My best friend at school was called, two of them, Ngamitoa and Hikapohi.
You just, they'd get so creative with it.
They were just like, my poor friend would just be like, yeah, just call me Nah. Like, nah, not Nga. Just because that's as much effort as most people made.
Oh.
Yeah. Hard out here, bro. It'd be hard out here, Mercury Bay.
It's hard. It's hard. It's so hard.
I'm lucky because my name's Chloe.
Yeah. You're a Kardashian. You're so bougie.
It's spelled with a C.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, but I took away from your story. Yes, school was sucked. Yeah.
No, just want to say my name was Āwhina at school, and I'd have to be like, it's Āwhina, or there was a point in time when we were at William Colenso College in Napier for a bit there, and I was so annoyed with the teachers always calling me Āwhina because of the way I spelt my name in Māori.
Yeah.
That I ended up respelling it to Athena.
Yeah.
Which took a lot of mana away because my name was handed to me from my great grandmother. Like, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this. Should be turning around right now in her grave. Like, oh, don't do that. But yeah.
Tricky being an 88 baby, but so good. Our children are so lucky. This new generation.
It's crazy. They have no idea.
Yeah.
Can I bring something out? I don't know if you're aware of it, and I think I mentioned it to you. Do you know what code switching is when it comes to talking, Leo? Do you?
No.
This is something that blew up on in the TikTok Māori TikTok community recently when they're like calling each other out because Quack, who is like a massive Māori advocate as well as for the LGBTQ plus, I think it's RI now, alphabet, was making a skit and they were talking like this, like, you know, our kind of vibes, and he's considered white passing. Another Māori creator called him out and was like, you can't do that, you're mocking and you're mocking like rural Māori's accents and stuff, but like, I mean, I do it myself. He explained that it's code switching. If like in certain situations, like I used to say it all the time, be considered like I can talk like with my white voice.
Yeah, we all have a white
voice. We've got a Harvard voice on phone.
Obviously, but you know, when you're around, the moment someone drops it, like, oh, churn, you're like, oh, yeah, nah, bro. Like, it's considered code switching.
Oh, wow.
And lots of people, well, for us, it's not a thing, but apparently it is. Like, lots of people get really offended. Like, would you consider yourselves being white passing? Sorry.
For doing code switching?
White passing, like skin colour.
Oh, white passing.
Oh. I think we're in between. I think we're quite fruit salady, so we're kind of a bit of everything. Yeah. We're a bit caramel, so like, I don't know. I mean,
it doesn't mean anything. I know everyone puts labels and stuff on stuff, whatever now, but like, you know, what's an example?
So that's the thing. Some people will say that because of the color of the skin or because of the accent or something, you can or you cannot.
Yeah, like, so, you know, it's a classic. I mean, do you know who Jeff the Māori is from a cartoon called Brotown?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I know that one.
So that accent, right? That accent is like associated with Māori people. Right. However, Māori people can speak somewhat, and for the listeners, I'm putting up quotations, properly too, which is considered like a white voice. But But because if you're white passing and you speak like Jeff the Māori, apparently it's, you know, disgraceful. It's disrespectful to people that do speak like that. But that's not a point because code switching is real. Like, you just talk to to whatever relevant situation, you know? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you, I don't know if that would be.
Yeah. I can even relate to that a little bit because speaking on a second language, I'm going to change it all the time, you know, like when Taylor and I suddenly we are like we go to Portuguese and then it just sounds weird, or talking to my family, and you know, like so it will always vary depending on what we're doing. But I see it, a lot of people seeing it a problem because nowadays that everybody has access to give an opinion, you know, like it really amplifies that thing with like, oh, I'll say it and then I'll think. You know, I'll say it first And then I'll think so. It might not even be. They're not even coming from a bad, like harsh perspective, but it just like they feel a bit like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. And like, well, why not? You got to explain. You got to understand where people are coming from and what they're doing. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. If
it was just something like that came up that it was like it took me a second to think about because there was for a long time there I was very much I called myself a white Māori. On the inside, I always say. I mean, it still falls in my mouth sometimes. I'm like, bro, I'm brown, but I was like, I'm Māori, but I was like raised really white. And in saying that, like, I catch myself. Like just today, I was with someone. And she's like, and I had to do like some I was doing a job interview. She's like, no bros and dudes, and I was like, oh, whatever. And then I'm like, oh, okay. Well, for this situation, fair enough. It was my business situation, so that was okay. But then I started thinking, I was like, man, how often do I say like bro and stuff? Because when I was younger, I used to associate that with being like hoary and unable to speak properly and stuff. And when I remember being at home being told like you need to learn to speak properly, like things like many and much and grammatical things, you know, like it's a cliche thing for Māori kids to not speak properly or be considered speaking proper English. But like even when it's considered colloquial language, I don't really believe in the divide and stuff. If you can understand someone, so there you go. Like, well, but yeah, the code switching thing. I don't know. It clicked that it's actually a real thing, but I just didn't realize people really consider it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just speak however you want. You do you, boo.
Yeah, do you, boo.
No
Live your
judgment.
best life.
Safe space.
Safe space
If you want to
always.
code switch like 10 different times,
Go for gold.
yeah.
Go for it.
Are you?
Hail, yeah.
And I'm sure that there's a lot of slangs and you know, cutting words and abbreviations in Māori as well, you know, like a lot of ways that people who learn the language they won't understand.
Yeah.
You know, like, what are you guys talking about? You know, like with English, I feel like that sometimes, you know, like you go to a place, like, oh, do you understand? I'm like, it depends. Sometimes people are speaking their own ways, you know, like doesn't sound like I make sense of that. But I think that's going to keep happening because there's a lot of white people engaging as well, keen to learn. Right? You're going to have... Yeah, isn't it? Like, especially online, like there's a big push of intellectual... Not that I'm saying intellect, but like a lot of very intelligent people doing a lot of amazing stuff, and they're like, I'm going to make an effort. I'm going to do this. You know, it's part of this nation, you know, like people from other countries recognizing the power of a country that recognizes, you know, like the people, you know, like, so let's learn this language. That's why I go back to the name, you know, like you change the name, man, you make a lot of noise, you know, like people say, why? What's happening? You know, like, why is it changing? And you're like, yeah, because we are making the right changes, you know, like something happened in the past, you know, it caused a lot of trouble, but like here we are having the chance to do something. Yes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
we're gonna push that the campaign, man.
And
That's
I think
what we're
for a
gonna
lot, I mean, it might just be because of of how young I am, but I mean, I've always known it as like Aotearoa, New Zealand. Like, I mean, or just New Zealand, Aotearoa. Like, it's everywhere. Like, I don't. No, I mean, if there wasn't such a massive announcement, do you think people would actually really notice? Like, because it's Aotearoa is used so regularly now. You know,
true.
like, I mean, just like don't announce it next time, team.
Yeah. It's already printed on our money and everything.
Yeah, it's
as well.
literally,
It's exchanged worldwide and it says Aotearoa on our money.
Like,
And no one's being like making any comments about that.
Yeah. No one's complaining about
Takes
They're
it
Aotearoa.
moaning
Yeah.
about the chocolate,
Takes
but
it-
not moaning about their money.
Yeah. So,
it's not like the word Aotearoa, it makes $20, $19 all of a sudden. Eh?
yeah.
Oh, hell. Wow. Yeah.
You can only buy the chocolates with that note. Āwhina, so you're also into visual arts. You do some paintings as well?
Yep, I love painting. So I guess that's how I got through my NCA in schooling. Like I always did all the things I love. So that's just painting, drawing, painting, reading.
Me.
Yeah.
nerd.
And so I just paint from the heart and do a lot of mahi toi karu. So it's like healing art for the eyes and the heart. So just something that helps people, like if they can't move or they're, bedbound, you'd like have a painting up and it just brings love and joy to their soul. Like,
Wow.
yeah, that's what I do. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Do you do it for yourself? Do you sell the paintings?
No,
do you
so
take it to places for? No.
In the future, I'll most likely do some pieces. I have done a bit of commission work, and whenever the nannies have kaupapa on, I do paintings for them. Because when the nanny says "moko," you've got to do this. You're like, I'm there.
Grabbing the tool belt.
I'm there.
See you soon,
I'm there.
man.
I'm
Put the
there.
kettle on.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I'm just about just painting, and that's obviously that's on the back burner at the moment until we sort out our Pākehī stuff, because we've got a business merch drop that we're manifesting before Christmas and stuff, so we've just been focusing on
all our energy into that,
into our merch.
Cool. So would you be drawing and doing things for it, or a bit of a collective, collaborative work?
A fusion of the twins, something crazy, cool, funny, and our main market is all the nannies at the marae and our kaumatua, because everyone has a nanny and mokos always want to buy stuff for their nannies. So
That's cool.
We're catering to that market.
Nice. Keep us posted.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What about your tamokos?
So this one here is a kārearea. So that one's the kārearea of Reitu and Reipai that travelled from the Tainui waka through to Ngāpui. So this pretty much connects the Tainui area to the far north, and this resembles me and my twin sister, because there's actually a ancient Māori tuku iho story about the kārearea and how it's a spiritual bird that is a messenger between the heavens and earth side. So that's my number one manu, that is a resemblance of me and my twin sister. And then this one here's the kahu, and that's also a messenger to the between worlds kind of thing, Aotearoa. And so whenever we're travelling in the Hauraki too, you always see the kāreareas, And these two are beasts. They're meat eaters. They are. They're not vegans. They're not vegans, Just saying. Putting it out there.
Going for it. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. Wow. When did you have them? When did you get them?
This one, I got it after my studies at Waikato Uni doing Te Tohu Paitahi. So when I was able to confidently speak, pull along sentences in Te Reo Māori.
So you were studying that in the university? You studied
as
languages.
Well, yes. Always wanting to develop my inner self. Yeah. And so, I did that one then, and then this one, did that under a full moon. And we're just wild with ink.
Yeah, that's so special. Oh, how cool.
Have you got tats as well? Have you got tamokos?
Yes, I've got tamokos on my legs, and those are like representation of my my ancestors, my family, keeping me grounded. So when I've got my head in the clouds, it just reaffirms who I am, my identity, and wherever I walk, I take them with me. And then I've got tamoko everywhere, so wouldn't need another time, another session. Got some wild ones too.
Oh, she's so wild. She's even got angel wings on her shoulders.
Hey, well, so she's the angel.
Oh yeah, in disguise.
Next show, we'll do that.
Would you guys ever consider moko kawai?
Yes, actually, we're due to get one in November. So from the 4th to the 6th, awesome. We're getting it at our pa at Hiakaitupeka Marae, surrounded with all our whānau and nannies.
Yeah.
I was just thinking this the other day. I think I said it to my sister, because she's like, it says it's so beautiful. And there was a point like that. It's not that I thought it was ugly, but it was like, it just, sometimes when like a thought actually hits you and it just like really hits you, like it's just like your tipuna just being like come through and being like hand on your shoulder kind of thing. And I was like, the fact that we can openly say like, oh my God, look at her moko, it's so beautiful, because you're seeing her in the street. Like, to think that was almost non-existent, it was just like, like a whole other level of appreciation. I don't think I've ever had a level of appreciation for anything for something like that. And I was like, it was just moving. I like stood there and my sister's like, it's so beautiful. It's like, I think I'm gonna faint. I was like, wow, it was so intense. It was so intense. Just admiring a moko kauai. Just beautiful, beautiful.
There's a question here asking actually if you could please say the name again of the app when you started at the start of the show. That app.
Yeah, it's pardon me.
It's a great tool, isn't it? Nowadays that we have access to good apps, you know, like to people putting out there the Māori words a day, and there are cool things popping up.
Would be lost without Google Maps. Honestly, it's life. Unless like the Māori words are mispronounced and we're always mimicking them. We're like, okay, we don't know where that is.
Ngā Teia. Ngā Teia.
Wangamata or something.
Wangamata.
That would be. Have you done any video like that? That would be fantastic for you. Like getting lost with the Google Maps. You should do that.
Absolutely.
Never get into the places.
The person that asked, it was I can't kind of say it because it's there we go. Matatai ora. Yeah, Matatai ora.
Matatai roa.
Ora. Mataiora. Free. Yeah.
Free is good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's wicked. Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a great app. Yeah.
So when you said that you were studying the language and other things, what were the other things?
I've done a bit of business. I got a scholarship from high school, and so that's still there. So business degree, and which is like a few papers away from being complete. It's just like kind of hanging there. And then Te Reo Māori, and I just do a bit of everything, mainly Indigenous stuff. But the sister, my older tuakana by 7 minutes, she's done quite a bit of study, which is cool. What have you done?
Go.
You're so cute.
Keep it cute.
Why did you study Te Taima?
I did all my first stuff through Kohanga Reo. I worked in Kohanga Reo for a while there so that I could raise my babies, because I had my eldest when I was 16. And so I spent years within the Kohanga Reo movement doing te ara tuatahi, te ara tuarua and whakapakari. Then I moved over to university to do my bachelor's in Māori and Pacific Development. And after that I went into my master's in business and management through Waikato University. Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
And now I've just decided that I just want to be a TikToker and collect universes.
Me too.
G's collect degrees. Collect degrees.
But with the business background and understanding a little bit, you can really develop these things, right? Like you're watching. It's all about the idea, isn't it? What you're doing and having the business, the brand is a great idea. Having the merch and there you go. Nice. Yes.
Bring out your own the oven hangi pot. Bring out your own brand with your face on it.
Oh my gosh. Oh my golly gosh.
There you go.
You know what? That's my universe tube. Oh my God. $800, but it might be one day.
Ngā mihi for that idea, Chloe. We'll definitely throw that in the kitty.
In the oven, go in the oven.
They can do a special edition with you as well. You know?
I'll be on the back.
What other things do you envision? Like, what other things would you like to do? Even like in the platform that you're already using, or like other things that you see yourselves getting into?
Not too sure yet. Actually, we started doing weekly ukulele sessions. So we would love to share joy to the world with our ukuleles.
Nice.
And be able to, that's our current vibe that we're on. Yeah.
And we want to travel the world to all the different Indigenous cultures and eat food and do food reviews.
food reviews for days worldwide.
We want to get paid to do food reviews.
Yeah.
That's the ultimate dream.
But like a Māori Aotearoa New Zealand approach to it, because we've got a basic palette, which is a marae palette.
Yeah,
so we're
meat, and
like the basics.
Yeah.
So us going anywhere, and Te-Taima's never been out of the country before, so
Ooh.
it's an adventure.
I'll be manifesting that for y'all too.
Absolutely.
Queen.
Hard. Yo, what is it? Māori television, where you at? Because in my head, I'm like, you guys would be the most like perfect talk show hosts, or if you guys
That's what
had
I'm
your own
thinking.
little thing, you know?
Right.
Because you got your energy between the two of you, obviously because you're twins, but then I can just tell that you guys are great friends as well as obviously connected as family. And you would just be like the greatest, cutest little host and like bopping around and laughing and shit. Like, you guys are cool, man. You guys are cool. I would watch you. I would watch you. I'm going to watch you now. Like, I feel like I missed out. I should have done my research.
There's a whole movement of queens and kings out there. So
Yes.
yeah, it's interesting and it's fun.
What countries would you start with? Especially because you studied some of the Pacific islands, I would say. Like is
Definitely
there,
all the islands within Te Moana Nui a Kiwa, and would just go and would just travel.
By
between
waka.
all of them.
Bro, waka. Bro. You can make like a daily vlog of just like waka ama all the way out to stay.
Sailing. Sailing.
We're struggling out here, G. Calling on Maui, bro.
Absolutely. Tangaroa will lead the way. Yeah.
I've been sad.
It is so awesome.
So you said you haven't left the country, but have you been overseas?
I went to Thailand a few years back. It was very different. I felt really a lot of aroha for the Indigenous people there, and I guess the idea at first was to go there because we could save money and buy a lot of stuff. You know, it was only thinking about prices, but not realizing it's their main source is being up 24/7 working, and I just have big aroha for them. But a beautiful place, and that's about it.
Oh, it's something that we always like to bring up, is the idea that when you are in your country for a long time and then someone comes and say, oh, that country is cool, it's cheap. Of course, we all appreciate something that is cheap, because we appreciate anything that is cheap. We're like, wow, good, bargain, But when you get there, it really I would hope it would change for more people.
It does.
Because a lot of people take advantage of the situation. But like, as you said, you see with different eyes, You're just
absolutely.
like, wow, that's why it's cheap, and then it becomes like more appreciation for what's happening there.
Absolutely. Just, it's you just feel more humbled and blessed, and you're more grateful for being from Aotearoa when you go to places like that, because I just think how blessed we are to have unpolluted oceans to collect kai, whereas some of them over there, they can't even do that. It's concrete
growing
jungle.
up here, I got to a point, like, I have whānau that like hunt, diet, fish, super into it. It was me. But growing up, I was like, the beach. The beach. The river. Like, ooh. Like, and then when I started traveling, it was like every cool beach I saw just made me went, mine's better at home.
Absolutely.
Mine's better at home. Like, literally, every time I came home, it was just like, and it's also that feeling of just like, this is my turanga waiwai. Just recharge. It's me. But it's also like, fuck yeah, New Zealand's the best. Like, New Zealand's the best. But like, it was, it's a strange feeling too, because in some places I went, especially with like the beach, it being like crystal blue and stuff, like you can see that some people, I don't know, that if I might be generalising here, but like the way they view the ocean is totally different to the way I think Kiwis view the ocean. Like we consider it I wouldn't say like a person, but we treat it with, as much as we don't treat it with respect, I get the pollution thing, but like we really do, like we're real water people, you know what I mean? Like we were taught to swim when you're like 5 or whatever, like some cultures it's not.
Yeah, it's
the
like
same. They just have a different. It's weird.
It's a life force, eh? So, like in Whangamata, our elders, they used to do the old school hinaki and put the nets out for tuna and harakeke and making up their own nets. And it was just classed as the kitchen.
Yeah.
The ocean was your kitchen. When it's low tide, go out there, fill out the kitchen. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's everything here in Aotearoa.
So lucky.
We're gonna manifest the international show.
Yeah.
And you can count us on ALTBAYS. That's something that
We'll give you a call when we go travelling too.
Oh, yes. We're so going to watch you. So we're so going to be there.
Our idea is that's the thing, like to expand, do different things. Taylor and I, we haven't been back to Brazil in a long time, and we always think like, if we're gonna go, we might as well go create content, like engage with people, make something out of it. It just makes more sense, especially nowadays, like this not post-pandemic, but like still kind of like weird world, things costing so much. We're like, well, we got to make a move, right?
Why not?
Absolutely. Why not? Just give it your all.
Ladies, please tell us how to find you on the social media, because I'm sure it will get a lot of people interested.
If you're interested, first of all, no pressure at all. You can find us on Pukamata, and Pukamata is Facebook. So Puka book mata face. So you can find us on Pukamata, and our name is our names, our page. So it's called Āwhina and Te-Taima.
He ingoa tuku iho.
From our nannies. So yeah. And you can find us on there, or I think that's the only place you can find us, or roaming around on TikTok. Yeah. And that's called Āwhina and Te-Taima as well.
Man.
And Instagram, Āwhina and Te-Taima. So we go social media surfing. We ride our surfboard through the social media. Yeah.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you, ladies.
Thanks for learning us, teaching us some new things. And
I think I'll just get Taima to do a poll. Taima.
Mai o ha ai o kia koutou e hari koa ana te ngā kou he aha te mea nui o tēnei ao. He tangata, he tangata, he tangata e.
Kia ora.
Yeah, so that's our big thank you to yous for having us tonight and sharing space.
Aww, cheers,
Thank you so much.
That was lovely. You guys are the coolest.
We're so ourselves.
And that's so awesome.
That's it.
Thank you,
I'm
ladies.
glad
Thank
we did
you.
this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Pretty special. Thank you. Thanks, Chloe.
Thank you, Leo.
And we are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7 p.m. Thanks for everybody who is watching us. We're back on Friday with Hani Totorewa. Hani was one of the founding members of Catch a Fire. He's an amazing Māori artist. He's been out there doing amazing music, and he's a teacher. He's an advocate for Māori. Beautiful persona. Yeah, you can say that. Beautiful persona, beautiful personality. It's going to be a fun chat on Friday. I'll see you there. Peace.
Yeah.